Greetings, friends. This is Elizabeth Schermer with a full moon reading for the Sagittarius full moon, which occurs on Monday, June 17th at 1:31 a.m. The Sagittarius new moon is filled with frequencies of inspiration and new awareness, and actually really big downloads are possible right now about a new understanding of your purpose, of who you are, the truth of who you are, how to connect more fully with your essence, and also with the magic of creation and expressing your creativity in the world. So, on the altar right now, we have the image of the card for Sagittarius, which is art, one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. And this card is a picture of alchemy. Art, it refers to making art with your life, to the art of creation, of the truth of who you are. And this is what alchemy really is. That golden Orphic egg in the background represents the gold of your consciousness, of your awareness of the truth of who you really are. In our body, that's the activation of our solar plexus and our heart. So this energy of the sun and then the emerald green of our heart, and how we expand our possibilities in the world when we connect more and more fully with the truth of who we are. So there are many esoteric or magical symbols in this card about what alchemy really means. That's the essence of it. This moon every year helps us to connect more fully with an infusion of inspiration of who we really are and how we can transcend old limitations, wherever they come from, that hold us back from freedom and the fullness of our real essence. And in other decks, this card is called Temperance. And Temperance refers to the tempering of steel, the tempering of an alchemical process that makes something stronger by going through pressure and heat and challenge. This card in the teachings in Kabbalah represents enormous challenge, creative challenge, because it's the card by which we most directly cross what's called the veil and connect with our higher self. On this path, on Tree of Life, we connect with the truth of who we are, and we forge and form and continue to strengthen our connection of our personal self with our higher self. So that's an underlying quality that always is available at this full moon. And then this year is especially significant because of the synchronicity of the full moon occurring at 26 Sagittarius, because this is a direct conjunction with Galactic Center. Galactic Center is the doorway, the portal, the opening, the birth point of our galaxy. And on Earth, that galactic center happens to exist or occur at 26 to 27 Sagittarius. Right now, it is just barely inside the 27th degree of Sagittarius. So the full moon is happening right on the cusp of a direct activation of Galactic Center. The energy of Galactic Center is the energy of the truth of who you are. It's our connection to home. It's our connection to wholeness and oneness and the truth of who we are beyond any form of limitation, any form of smallness, any perception of separation. This is a full infusion of the truth of oneness and wholeness and unity. The Sabian symbol for 27 Sagittarius is a sculptor whose vision is slowly taking form. So this is a symbol of us stepping into the ability to become true creators, to vision reality and then hold space as the reality we envision is created. And we do this together with each other in the adventure of this life. So there's a big activation of light. So what I'm going to depart a little bit from my usual form of these videos. As you know, if you watch them, I like to pull the spread ahead of time because I meditate on it. Planetary and galactic energies are big, and what I like to do is move into a larger, more collective field to receive the messages for all of us. I was prompted today to step out on the edge a little bit because I've been meditating on this moon all day, for hours actually, and I'm super inspired about what Galactic Center means. And I've been sitting in the energy of Galactic Center for myself and for my work and for the Mystery School, and feeling so inspired today about what's possible with this activation that we're going to be getting in a few hours. So in preparation for this message, I was guided to actually pull the cards with you and allow this message to emerge in a very organic way. Ironically, the only time I pull cards ahead of time, I will just tell you, the only time I pull cards ahead of time is for these messages. Every other time I pull a spread, whether it's for a group or for a particular specific purpose, I always pull them on the spot. So maybe we're creating a new protocol here moving forward. So shuffle, and as we pull in our message, we're asking now for guidance on how we can most fully connect with the truth of who we are, how we can connect with momentum, what serves us best, and also show up for the natural forms of contrast that are going to emerge with this new infusion of light. How can we fully discern the calling of our own unique path amidst all of the multitude of opportunities around us right now, including activation of contrast in what doesn't serve us, habits and patterns that call us to stay in something that is no longer part of our momentum. So we're asking with this message for infusion for all who receive this message today, of an ability to come into alignment with new truth, new potential, new possibility, a new birth really, and to receive the illumination that is being held for us of what is possible when we can feel the depths of our own truth and then be willing to show up, to step into what is truly possible. And what I'm getting right now is also the willingness to face our own fears. That's part of the art card. So we hold space for this. I'm waiting for a moment for the frequencies to move to the planetary level so we can really connect with the grid of our whole collective family and the earth as we pull these cards, this supposedly simple message that will hold a lot for each of us. Okay. Shuffle to bring forward 3 times. Cards are a little bit hidden. That's funny. I cut 3 times, but then I was supposed to like shuffle down through the deck a little bit, and that's because it's a signal of the way that we need to be willing to go a little bit beneath the surface of things right now, because what's on the surface will be true. There's a deeper truth hidden underneath. So we went down to another spread that holds a more illumined message for us. And so the card in the position of body is the Ace of Cups. So in your, let me just ask for if this is body or mind. Sometimes they move. Body. In the position of body, the Ace of Cups. So in your circumstances and in your body itself, listen for the messages of what truly calls to you. What is your true heart's desire? And pay attention to the truth of what your heart speaks. Your heart will always speak the truth. And I'm called right now to the web the web of connection around the cup. And that's signifying that when we learn to listen to our heart, we are connected to all truth. And look at the column of light that's coming down. This is a image of galactic center, the galactic center activation, moving then you into the ground of the earth and coming to home. So by staying in your heart and noticing in your circumstances the synchronicities of what connect you in your heart, that's how you're going to follow the thread of messages of magic in your own life. So that's the position of body. And the position of mind. Eight of Swords. I've been really Eight of Swords is called interference. I've been making friends with the Eight of Swords. This year, I've really come to love this card because what the Eight of Swords represents, interference refers to a shadow side of overanalysis and getting lost in the details. The power strength of the Eight of Swords is a love of detail and a love of observation and appreciation for wholeness and the complexity and beauty of wholeness. So the cautionary tale here is love the details of your life, hold space for complexity, and allow it to unfold without getting too attached to any particular detail. The message intuitively right now is allow for things to be full and don't feel like you have to take action yet. These two cards together are specifically signifying that this is not a time for action. It's a time to receive and appreciate. And so the word I'm getting here to maximize this love of beauty and detail is appreciation. Appreciate the beauty and complexity of all of the circumstances in your life and don't feel like you have to make big decisions or take big actions right now. There's a huge new infusion coming in, and what's important now, the action right now, is to assimilate to all of the new light. And then the final card, this is interesting in spirit, is Seven of Cups reversed. The Seven of Cups is called debauch, and debauch refers to a quality of emotional stagnation from emotional overload and too much feeling without enough boundaries. And the reversal here is indicating support for you right now to hold a full heart, circumstances, without getting overloaded. So the reversal is saying that spirit is going to support you now to be fully present and hold your own field so that you can be available. A big part of this activation at Galactic Center, I'm going to talk about the two Sabian symbols. The Sabian symbol for the moon at 26 Sagittarius is a flag bearer leading a battle. And what this signifies and what's being illuminated, one quality at the full moon, is your commitment to showing up. And I'm getting chills as I'm saying it. The commitment to fully show up to your life, that's this. The commitment right now comes from the heart and from the decision to love, to fully love your life and fully love everything that is showing up for you, and to live in trust and courage and conviction, to trust the future, to trust your impulse of what is coming and to believe it and know it's true. And that moves to 27 Sagittarius, which is follows just a few hours, a couple of hours, I think, after the full moon, which is the exact degree of galactic center right now, and the symbol for 27 Sag is the sculptor. So we're moving, even this is a symbol of how we're evolving as a collective, because just a couple of years ago, the galactic center was in the final stages of 26 Sag, which was that energy of the flag bearer and holding the standard of where we're going and leading the front, leading that, being on the leading edge. And we're still on the leading edge because now this symbol of galactic center is a sculptor visioning, holding the vision of something future that is being formed. So the image now has moved into actual creation, imagination, using our imagination, using our willpower, and our embracing our creativity and willingness to hold space for what isn't here yet. super powerful, and that can be very emotionally fatiguing. And so the Seven of Discs, Seven of Cups, debauch is signifying in the position of spirit reversed as a holding space for the release of a pattern, is that we are going to be able to come to new levels of emotional strength that help us transcend old patterns of fatigue and of surrender into self-sabotaging patterns that don't really serve us. So the debauch refers to any form of any habits that don't really nourish us but are soothing in the present moment. So hold curiosity and awareness in the coming days. Pay attention in the coming days to all forms of old habits of self-sabotage, wherever they appear and however they appear, because you are going to have new illumination about them. And this is exciting. This is part of the energy of Galactic Center, is a new discernment about programming through your tribe, through your conditioning, through family, through culture, through past lives, all of those conditions of behaviors. You're going to have new illumination about the ones that don't serve you anymore. And some of it may feel intense, but it's all serving your freedom and your expansion and your growth. So embrace contrast, because there's a definite amplification of contrast with this moon. And the chart shows that through the energies, not just of the full moon, but also of Neptune, which is the focal point for the full moon chart. So pay attention to your imagination, to your visions, to your creativity, and to your true feeling of your love of complexity, your love of details, your love of possibility, and then the truth of what is real in your heart and the magic that lives around you. You get to choose in your circumstances what you focus on. That's part of the teaching of contrast. You can choose in any moment to focus on what holds heart and meaning, or to focus on the past of what was disappointing or discouraging, or what in the past may have made you worry. That's why the Seven of Cups is appearing in spirit. Your higher self and source is holding space now for you to release those patterns of being held by the past, so that you can step into what is true for you in your current momentum in the moment. And now we're going to choose a final fourth card. The Wealth card. This card's been coming up for me a lot recently in very significant positions in the personal spreads I've been doing. And it's signifying that we are indeed, this is the card for gold for material gold in the deck. And it represents a fullness and a completion, and a completion and a realization of what we have been waiting a long time for. So this is a quality of celebration and an affirmation of the blessings that are on their way, and that will be here they're here in the moment, and then also to continue to invest in the gold you are creating in the future. That's what I'm getting from our guides right now, that we are investing in the new earth. And we are committing to our vision. And as we commit to the vision, more and more and more in the moment, we'll experience the blessings of that vision. That's the beauty of the art card, is that the more we can learn to participate fully with non-physical and with our higher self and with all the helpers of the universe, the more in every moment in this world we will experience the beauty of what is already all around us. So I wish you an amazing full moon celebration, and I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this here. And we will end our session today, our reading today, with a request and an activation and intention for blessing for each of us. So as we close this reading now, I ask that these energies of blessing, not just the information, but also the energies of healing that are coming forward, be available to each person who's receiving this message, past, present, and future, through all time. We ask that it be integrated physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually for each of us, and that through this work that we are co-creating, we also be of service to the larger and greater good for our collective. And we offer appreciation to all the helpers and teachers and guides, and especially to our higher selves, who are always continually calling us upward and forward and encouraging us to show up. So it is. Thanks to each of you so much for participating in this message today and in bringing forward the support for our from our higher selves and from our guides for our full moon. So have a great full moon ceremony, and I'll see you again soon. This is Elizabeth Schermer with the Alchemy Mystery School.